Hello vlog, happy to see you. Today's video is just a little different. Few reasons. It's just me talking, which I don't do a lot. I feel like my vlogs are like a good mix of things. So I'm gonna try my best to look into the camera and not the viewfinder because I look cute. I'm just in my pajamas, currently just hanging out at the house, and something really sad happened to me. But I don't know if it's like sad necessarily. Maybe it is. But I just like want to talk about it because my YouTube is just full of fun, life, going out, fitness, traveling. Like it's got so many layers, and I don't think I'll ever like. They always say on social media, you need to pick your one niche and stick with it. But I'm like, you look at all these like famous YouTubers, and like while they've gained the popularity to kind of go off script, I just don't think I need to follow um, somebody else's guidelines. So this is what I want to talk about. I received my first book rejection. My query was rejected. Actually, by two people now. Gasp. But that's okay. It's not terrible. Um, so I finished my book. It's a little less than 500 pages, which is kind of a lot. And so I'm also hoping to get attached to a publishing house so that they can tell me what I can remove. Because, like, I don't know. I've been writing this book for 3 years, and I feel like the length that it's at right now, because I assume it could go into a trilogy or a duology, I feel like what it's at right now, it just cannot be reduced. But industry experts might know. So it's 488 pages, 137,000 words. Um, and it's high fantasy. It's got political intrigue, romance. It's romantasy, if you will. Um, and I have everything's done. It's been edited and proofed, I believe, like a bajillion times. I've even loaded it into Kindle Unlimited or like the Kindle app to see what it looks like, and I love it. But the problem with the industry is that you have to query agents and like publishing houses, asking them if they would just read a little bit more of your book. So you send them like a little snippet. Most agents want the first 10 pages or maybe the first 2 or 3 chapters. You give them a little bit about yourself. You give them a preface about the book. And then you hope that they will reply and say, I'd like to see more. Now, all agents have their own like preferences. They have their own history of like success with publishing. There are things that they're looking for, right? Maybe they're trying to expand more into thriller or suspense, or perhaps they don't want to take on series. Like there's so many things that go into it. So it's not even that it's like a bad book because they only get the first 10 pages. And unfortunately with my book, like the plot doesn't actually really come out until about page 20. And there's no way to like speed that up. I've already discussed it within myself a bajillion times, and I cannot possibly put the plot any closer. Not obviously like the plot at 20 pages out of 488, but like you don't actually get to like the the until about page 20. And so I feel like my queries are a bit short-sighted because I can explain, and I'm so like it's such a trivial thing, but I have a hard time like synopsizing my book, and that's the other thing. So anyways, I sent out so many queries. Actually, not so many. I sent out like 8 or 9 because I'm going to do it like every 2 weeks, find new agents to send out to, and so forth. And not all of them are going to reply, but most do. I think that that's kind of like the industry standard is they all want to get the opportunity to reply, but if they're very busy, they may not get to, and that's okay. So my first rejection came literally less than 24 hours after I sent the email, and that's okay. When I first got it, and it wasn't rude. Oh my God, it wasn't like your book sucks. It was just, this is like, I just don't feel like I'm the right fit for this. Best of luck. That's good. I need to keep reminding myself that this is good and that like you hear about all these artists and authors and actors and like screenwriters. They say that they encountered so much rejection that it almost felt impossible to continue, and then they got their one break. So what I'm looking for right now is my one opportunity, the one person that will read past page 10. And it's sometimes finding a needle in a haystack, and it's defeating, and it's all the things, but I just wanted to share that I had my first rejection, my first two. The second one was that he just didn't feel like he was the right person for this. And that's, again, okay, because I wouldn't want somebody to represent my book that, like, this isn't their niche or their want. Um, so I appreciate the honesty, and I'm so glad it's not based on my quality. Because I think if you're a creative, you are your own worst critic. And that's not even just saying, like, oh, I'm hard on myself, this isn't good. Like, real creatives, like, if you're watching this, I am my own worst critic and then some. Like, I will, like, sit and stare at just like a string of words and be like, why would I even phrase it like that? Why is she doing that? Why is he doing this? And then I read a bunch of books that I feel like have been published and people love them. And sometimes I'm like, how the did this get published? Like, who edited this and thought this was a good book? So I think it's like this, balance of being hard on yourself because you want it to do well, and then being hard on yourself, and then also knowing that there's the balance of, like, I know I want all these things. Am I a master editor? Am I like a published author? Am I an agent? No. I don't know what it actually takes. I think we all have like this theoretical space of thinking we know what it takes to be published, but until we get published, we'll never know. So, 2 rejections in 4 days, that's actually good. I'd rather be rejected by the first 8 early on than carry this out for 6 months and then just be defeated and waste my time. So, what the point of this video is I want to, one, share the progress of my journey. And if I end up self-publishing, then I can look back and be like, well, the signs were all there. Traditional publishing is hard. And two, I just want to share that, like, everybody faces rejection. This is not the first time I've been rejected. Um, Life, you get rejections. Like, that's the point. Job interviews, friendships, relationships, you get all these rejections in life, and it's about how you move forward with them. Some of them are fair, some of them aren't fair, some of them you might have no understanding about. You don't know why you're being rejected, but that doesn't mean you should stop. I mean, I'm also a bit like of a pragmatist. At some point, you might get the hint, like, wow, this might be a really bad idea. And so it's like, if my book's really bad, I think I will for sure be realistic with myself and be like, maybe I just need to, like, I have another book I've been developing for a very long time. That's my secret baby. I'm not going to share much about it. But just know, like, there's always options and contingencies, and, like, you don't have to always succeed at first try. And some of the best motivational speakers say that they invite failure because it teaches them growth, it teaches them what changes need to be made, and it gives you more of an understanding of life. Because unfortunately, participation trophies are not really a thing in the adult world. So that's my update. I've been rejected twice. I'm probably going to get like 10 more rejections next week, but I'm not discouraged. I'm a little somber because it was like, you hope that the first person who reads it is going to see the beauty in it, but it honestly probably isn't even like that. This person just probably is like, I don't need to read any more smut. That's okay. So, Happy New Year. Here's to rejection. Here's to just going with the vibes. All right. Bye bye.